Welcome, soldiers of a Special Forces unit of the National Guard of Ukraine have broken a Russian military convoy, destroying 3 tanks and 2 infantry fighting vehicles. Special Forces of the National Guard discovered and destroyed a convoy of Russian military equipment in Donetsk Oblast. As a result of Ukrainian fire, 3 tanks and 2 infantry fighting vehicles were destroyed and their crew killed. The National Guard noted that the Guardsmen had conducted a quick and effective attack using an anti-tank missile complex and dropping shells from UAVs from the air. The General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine has reported that Russian occupation forces in Kherson Oblast are destroying privately owned boats docked on the banks of the river Dnipro and have ordered the residents of Berislav to leave the city. General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine on Facebook. Russian occupation forces are continuing to grossly violate the laws and customs of war in relation to civilians in Ukraine. Privately owned boats docked on the banks of the river Dnipro are being destroyed en masse. The occupiers are pilfering the boats' engines and other property they find there. Some of the fuel that leaked as a result of the sinking of civilian vessels has ended up in Dnipro's delta and is threatening to pollute the ecosystem of the Nizhnodniprovsky National Park. Russian occupation forces are continuing to forcibly evacuate the residents of temporarily occupied territories. Residents of Berislav have been ordered to leave the city by November 10th. The occupiers claim that the main reason for the evacuation is the possible attack on the Kakhovka hydroelectric power plant dam by the Ukrainian Defense Forces. The General Staff additionally reported that Russian forces are attempting to maintain control over the temporarily occupied territories of Ukraine and are focusing their efforts on preventing the advance of the Ukrainian Defense Forces on several fronts. Over the course of today, Russian forces carried out 3 missile strikes and 3 airstrikes, as well as over 5 attacks using multiple launch rocket systems, MLRS. 7 Ukrainian cities, towns and villages in Zaporizhia, Donetsk, Luhansk, Mykolaiv and Sumy oblasts came under Russian fire. There were no significant changes on the Volyn and Polysha fronts. The Republic of Belarus is continuing to aid and support Russia's military aggression against Ukraine. Russian troops are being housed in Belarus.